What's up, everybody, and welcome back to TGK TV. This is your boy TGK, and today, as you can see in the title, I'm gonna go over how Dallas Cowboys history, has huge implications in the game versus the Los Angeles Rams. Let's dig into it. But the Dallas Cowboys has quite a bit of a history going against the LA Rams in the playoffs, dating back to the 70s and the 80s. They've actually matched up against each other a total of 8 times with a record of 4-4. So both teams have had back and forth success when it comes to playoff games. However, in the NFC matchup back in 1979, the Cowboys were able to have revenge on the Rams from the previous year when the Rams beat them, and they beat the Rams in 1979. It was quite a bit of a rivalry back then that a lot of us forget about, because for quite some time, over 20 years, that the Rams just never been a part of LA. They've moved on, and the history between the Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys has dwindled. So the reason I say that the history of the Dallas Cowboys versus the Rams has huge implications is solely because of this record. We're 4-4, and yes, none of those games back then matter, but everything in sports is about numbers. It's all about history. It's all about who has the edge moving forward, and whatever the case may be. And the Cowboys are 4-4 versus the Rams in the playoffs. As far as their record against the Rams all time, it's 17-16. But obviously, we're just counting playoff games here, because that's what we're about to have. We're about to have a playoff game in the divisional round to go to the NFC Championship, and the Dallas Cowboys have a great opportunity to get the number 5 victory on the LA Rams. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this history, okay? As far as the Dallas Cowboys playoff history, their playoff record the Cowboys record in the playoffs is 35 victories to 27 losses. And as far as the LA Rams, or St. Louis Rams, or whatever Rams they've been, their playoff record is 19-25. So the Cowboys have had a lot more success. I hate saying a lot more, but they've had way more success in the playoffs as to the Rams. And obviously, we've been to the playoffs a lot more. Even though we've had this drought of no Super Bowls, we've still had somewhat 3 playoff wins now in the playoffs. So it's an amazing game from a historic perspective. The fact that these two teams that probably people wouldn't have thought that 5 years ago we would have been able to see a Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams in the LA Memorial Coliseum, stadium rich in history, that we would have been able to see a playoff game in the stadium of all games, of all times, in 2019. Nobody would have thought that. You can't tell me somebody 5 years ago, like, yeah, I think the Memorial Coliseum is going to host a NFL playoff game, which is going to show the historic LA Rams versus the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody saw that coming. That's why I took it upon myself to go to the game. So I'm really excited, man. I'm a history buff. I love to be at these kind of events where it's only a select few that's going to be able to see it. And even though it does hold a huge capacity in the stadium, for me, it means a lot to be at that game, to rep the star, to represent Dallas as a Cowboys fan, to show that we're just, the Dallas people will actually travel for their team, and because we get a bad rap being fans in Dallas. So I'm just trying to do my part as a fan, and it's just going to be a historical moment. I just know this game is going to have a historic implication to it, because I guarantee you this may be the last time the Dallas Cowboys face the Rams in the LA Memorial Coliseum, because they're about to get a new stadium here soon. So this is probably the last time the Dallas Cowboys will ever play in the Memorial Coliseum again. And to me, as a fan, it says a lot as far as just the historic implications when it comes to this game. Now, if we lose, we take it on the chin. We lose the edge on the record, and we'll be pretty sad for that entire week, and probably for the entire offseason. But now, if we win, the implications of the Dallas Cowboys going to the NFC Championship are going to be astronomical. Can you imagine the media losing their minds because the Dallas Cowboys made it to the NFC Championship and how could they ever make it to the NFC Championship? People like TGK doubting their own quarterback. All this stuff, right? You're going to have the media, and they're not going to talk about me, but you got the media going crazy when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be some type of coverage that you never seen before. It would be the type of coverage that would happen for a Super Bowl, but just for an NFC Championship. Now, say the Eagles beat the Saints, we're going to have the NFC Championship game in Dallas. But if the Dallas Cowboys go to the New Orleans Saints home stadium for the NFC Championship, it is still going to be a high media coverage game. It will be the game of the week. Of course, we're going to be on Sunday. So I'm just saying, there's huge implications out of this game. If we lose, nobody cares. Nobody's going to watch football. But if we win, man, I'm telling you, if we win, it is going to be so huge, bro. Me personally, I just can't wait to be out there. Now, let me get into my devil's advocate. If we lose this game, do I think Jason Garrett should still be fired? Well, the only reason we might end up losing this game is because Jason Garrett does something incorrect. The fact that we might lose Chris Richards is enough for me to fire Jason Garrett and move on with him and bring in Chris Richards and keep him as a head coach. There's no point in not going to the Super Bowl this year and staying with Jason Garrett. If we got this far with Jason Garrett, let's put someone else in there and let's go a little bit further. Okay, that's just my 2 cents. But if we win, keep Garrett. If we get to the NFC Championship, keep Garrett. And I'll change my opinion when we get to the NFC Championship. But let's get there first. So again, the Dallas Cowboys, history has huge implications versus the Rams. If we win, we have the lead in the playoff record, and we're basically going to still be the top team when it comes to our battles against the LA Rams. Again, it's a lot of rich history. I mean, you got Eric Dickerson, you got all the Cowboy greats from back in the 70s and the 80s. I'm just saying, like, to be a part of this, knowing that I'm going to the game to be a part of it is history for me. And the fact that I could look back at this 10 years from now to say I went to that game and I was a part of that history, it just means a lot to me personally. So history is right and has a huge implications on this game, and it's going to mean a lot to us Dallas Cowboys fans as well. It's been your boy TGK. Again, I'm working on my expectations, predictions, and preferences video, which I will drop Friday night prior to me going to LA on Saturday morning. Other than that, if y'all have any video requests that y'all want me to jump into, anything in particular, leave it in the comments. I'll respond to it. If it's something I could definitely do, I will do it. But I will be targeting tomorrow as a day for a lot of videos to be done. So definitely be on the lookout, guys. It's been your boy TGK. I'll catch you on the next one.